You might be saying, but Bessie, we just finished Season 1 yesterday. Well, that's Star Wars for you, my friends. Immediately we get rumors about Season 2. I did hear a lot from Deborah Chow and Ewan McGregor, and for that matter, Hayden Christensen. They talked a lot about Season 2 and how they would love to come back. So this is not outside people talking, the wishing that they could come back. This is Lucasfilm itself talking about Season 2 and its possibilities. Let's start first by commenting what Deborah Chow said, and then we'll go to Kathleen Kennedy. So Deborah Chow was talking to Radio Times. She discussed the chances of Season 2 happening. She said this: "You know, we always did conceive of this as a limited series, so it's not an adventure of the week sort of story. It's one big story with a beginning, a middle, and an end." So I think this story was very much conceived by its own standalone. I mean, there are, of course, more stories that you could tell. There's obviously another 10 years before we get to A New Hope, and with a character like Obi-Wan Kenobi, I think even just watching him ride across the sand sometimes is interesting. So who knows? It's hard to say right now, but it was not the intention. Meaning, of course, that we barely got Season 1 off the ground. I mean, let's be frank. We remember the rumors, the terrible handling of what happened there with the beginning stages, the beginning phase of the Obi-Wan series. Even after they announced that Ewan McGregor will be back, and he came on stage on D23, remember that? Even then, there were dangerous rumors about the show getting canceled completely. Luckily, we got what we got. Those 6 episodes were great. For some, it may not have been so, but for me, I kind of enjoyed it, except for episode 4, I would say. That was the weakest one. But outside of that, I mean, all the episodes served their purpose in a way. And by now, we know what we know. Even before the show started and during the series run, Ewan McGregor professed his wishes so much to come back again. And I didn't really expect this, but Hayden Christensen really wants to be back too. He talked about this more specifically. He said that he didn't even realize how much he had missed Star Wars until now he came back. Just for the simple fact that I thought Hayden Christensen was just done with Star Wars. I mean, it did take a toll on him. He did talk about like the pressure that he felt and the criticism that he got from the prequels. Ewan McGregor talked about that too. Now that they're back and everything seems to be in order, I mean, these two guys want to be back desperately, and they have said that. The problem, as Deborah Chow says, is that, you know, there's not a lot of things to say or to do, mostly because if they go on to take this venture of a second season, a lot of things are put in danger. I mean, just for the fact that Luke was put in danger, I myself feared that Luke would see a lightsaber, meaning Reva's lightsaber, or at least Obi-Wan's lightsaber, and them having a duel, because that kind of, you know, doesn't make sense in my opinion, because by what we see in A New Hope, Luke sees a lightsaber for the first time when Obi-Wan gives him his father's lightsaber. If he had seen a lightsaber as a kid, then he wouldn't be that enamored by what Obi-Wan just gave him, because he inspects it closely, turns it on even. So those are little details that would have broke some canon rules, I think, if Luke had seen a lightsaber. Luckily, he did not. But that's the sort of risks you take when you continue the story further on. You break other things instead of, like, just letting it go. That's, I think, what Kathleen Kennedy just said, or was trying to say, because with her comments, we got a maybe. So I don't think she said anything definite, but we're going to read it anyway. And, you know, I wouldn't mind a second season because I love to see Ewan McGregor back. The stories are just the stories, guys. I mean, in canon, once Disney got it, you knew that a lot of things were about to change. While what we see with canon, there's a lot of things that have changed throughout the years, and they're not the same. Heck, they have retcon comics, so it's not the end of the world. By this point, I think you just have to abandon that, you know, old school mentality of Star Wars and just enjoy Ewan McGregor while you have him here. Have him play another season. Who doesn't want to see Ewan McGregor play Obi-Wan again? That's my thinking, but leave your thoughts down below in the comments. So this is what she said in a recent interview at ET, and take of this what you will. She said, "Well, frankly," okay, this is off to a rocky start, We did set out to do that as a limited series, echoing what Deborah Chow was saying. But I think if there's a huge engagement and people really want more Obi-Wan, we'll certainly give that consideration because the fans, they speak to us. If we feel like, okay, there's a reason to do this, it's answering the why, then we'll do it. But we'll see. Clearly tiptoeing my opinion. She even started the sentence by saying, frankly, we just, had these 6 episodes. We barely made these 6 episodes. So I don't think they're thinking of a second season. If there's a second season, then it's long ways away because they need to prepare everything. I don't think they have even anything in writing for season 2. It's a feedback type of situation. I think, as she said, if the fans want it enough, we might get a second season of Obi-Wan. The Obi-Wan series did get some backlash, but it's not one of those that I would never want to see it again. Of course, as I said, I would love to see Hayden back and, Ewan McGregor back. These characters are just near and dear to my heart. I grew up with them, and why wouldn't I want a second season? Obi-Wan Kenobi was not a perfect series, guys, but it did not destroy Star Wars like other people that are going crazy over the internet. I get what you're saying, I understand, but doesn't mean that we can't get a second season because it's gonna get worse. Whatever you feel, a second season is more Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan. I think that's where my mind is focused right now because seeing the last episode yesterday and thinking that in my mind that this might be the last words that Ewan McGregor says in Star Wars, I mean, it's sad, and why not a second season? I don't know, but we got what we got, and it seems that Kathleen Kennedy is waiting on you guys. So if they get more support for season 2, they might make it. So talk to her down in the comments. Tell Lucasfilm, do you want the second season of Obi-Wan Kenobi? Thank you guys so much for watching. Now you can have an awesome day, Star Wars fans. I'll see you in the next video, and may the Force be with you. Until then.